think that's us.
I think it might well be.
Okay.
Extra.
Okay, so hello and welcome to the second Facebook live stream from Citizens Advice East Devon. I'm Tim Bridger, this is my colleague Sharan Taylor.
Hello.
Today we're going to be looking at income maximisation. If you have any questions as we're going along, please do pop them into the chat and we will answer them as best we can at the very end. You can of course also contact us through our usual channels by calling 01395 265 070. That's our call me back service. Leave a message if no one answers and we will call you back within 24 hours. By emailing inquiries@citizensadviceeastdevon.org or of course by using our Facebook Messenger service. You can also ring our national Adviceline service on 03444 111 444. On that service, someone in Devon will answer your call, and again, if you can't get through, leave a message, somebody will ring you back within 24 hours. So, Sharan, what exactly is income maximisation, and why might it be important to our clients?
Well, Tim, income maximisation is a way of helping our clients save money, maximise their income and live within their budgets. We're also going to be doing other talks on how we can do budgets, but today we're going to look at a few hints and tips on how we can maximise income. Primarily, we're looking at benefits. And if you already get benefits because you're on a low income, then we can help with looking at other things you might also be entitled to do.
So I take it that today you're going to be getting on to a little bit of benefit check.
Absolutely, yes. You know how I love a benefits check.
Absolutely, yeah, we all. So what is a benefits check and how can you get one?
Well, basically benefits checks do exactly what they say on the tin. They are a way of looking at what your income is and seeing if there is anything out there that you can claim from the government or the local council. There are millions of pounds of unclaimed benefits each year. It's amazing how much people aren't claiming.
And why do you think that is, that people just aren't claiming it?
Sometimes I think it's because they actually don't know that they are there. You know, that they have an entitlement, and sometimes I think it's because people don't know how to make a claim. And sometimes, sadly, I think it's because of stigma.
You think there's still stigma attached to claiming benefits?
Absolutely, I really do. I think people look at the media and believe that claiming benefits is something to be ashamed of. You know, there's an old adage out there of taxpayers' money, and in fact, we're all taxpayers. You know, every time we shop or we pay our utility bills or buy some wine, some petrol.
As if I would.
Absolutely. Or a packet of cigarettes, as if you would. I know you don't smoke anymore. You know, as far as I'm aware, all this tax doesn't just go into, you know, one pot for the hard-working taxpayers. You know, it's there for anybody that needs it. So with benefits, for example, if you need a bit of help, then, you know, anyway, I'm digressing and I'm going on my soapbox here. Please, if you think that you need to make one, please check.
So benefits checks are hugely important whenever life changes get into the habit of doing one.
Absolutely.
So how many main types of benefits checks are there?
Well, there's 3 you can do online, I understand. There's entitled to, there's turn to us, and there's policy and practice. And can we get some details of those below?
Yeah, we'll check those into the live stream at the end of
Thank
this
you.
broadcast. I'll do that later.
So we at Citizen Advice also use a quick benefit check. All benefits checkers are really as good as the information that you can put in. So my hint and tip would be to actually gather your pay slips, know how much your rent is before you actually start, and just work through them. They're really quite easy to do. And of course, if you get stuck, ping us on Messenger and somebody will always sort you out, or give us a ring. And if you really want the benefits check, or to check that you've done it properly, come and see us and we'll check it for you. You know, it's our bread and butter here. It's money you're entitled to. A lot of it can't be backdated for very long, so if you do need to make a claim because you're entitled, we suggest you claim straight away. One thing I would just like to say, if you've got a parent or grandparent, please talk money to them, because there's over 3 million pensioners that aren't getting enough money to live on that would be entitled to pension credit. It's a lot of money, you know, that's out there. And pension credit's known as a passporting benefit, so even if they get a penny, it automatically opens up entitlement to so much more. So please have a conversation with your elderly friends and your neighbours. And if they don't want to talk to you for fear or embarrassing, just, you know, encourage them to give us a talk, because we can do it properly for them. We're completely confidential. We're all experts here, and we all do this for free.
Yeah, it's really important to point out that you should never pay for a benefits check.
Oh,
And
please don't.
absolutely at no
Absolutely
stage should you
not.
pay somebody to help you with, for example, reconsideration or anything.
Not
We
at
do
all.
it for free. Some people out there do charge. Unbelievable. We do it for free. You get every last penny that you're entitled to. So if you think you're entitled to money or you think something's gone wrong somewhere, come and talk to us and we
Please.
can help you out. And just to confirm, those addresses are available online. That's entitled to and turn to us. So you can always use your favourite search engine, have a look for them, but as I said, we will put those addresses in at the end.
Yeah, we'll do that.
And so what about if someone in your home has a disability?
Well, yeah, absolutely. As you know, Tim, I'm a heart mum. 3 of my children were born with severe heart conditions, and I do a lot behind the scenes with my heart family. But the number of people who say, do you think my child should get disability living allowance, for example? And I always say, well, yes, if you think that your child might be entitled to it, then chances are they probably are. You do need evidence, but you don't always need a diagnosis. That's really, really important.
Okay.
So if you have a child, for example, that's shown they've got behavioural issues, or you've got the school involved, or our friends at the children's centre, or they may be getting help from CANS or the educational psychologist, chances are that that information without a diagnosis will be enough. Come and chat to us if you're not sure about applying. We will always talk that through with you and give you our honest opinions as to whether or not I think they'll get it. But rather like pensioners, you know, there are children out there that have got these disabilities and they have got these issues, and they are missing out on pots and pots of monies because parents don't know how to apply, or they're worried about applying, or they're worried about stigmatising their children if they actually get an award. You know, it's a real great shame, and it's something I'm really passionate about. And the same as if you've got a disability yourself and you think, well, am I entitled to PIP? Am I entitled to attendance allowance? Talk it through with us. That's what we're here for, you know.
Yeah. And if you are entitled to it, it's something that will allow you to, raise you to the same level as people who haven't got that disability.
Absolutely.
It's just about
Absolutely.
levelling the playing field.
Really,
And
really
that's a really
is.
important thing to remember. It'll allow you
Yeah.
to start the game the same as everybody else. So
Yeah.
come and talk to us, see
Absolutely.
what we can do and see if
Absolutely.
we can help you out. And of course, what happens if you have tried to get a disability benefit but you have failed at this early stage?
Come back to us and let us help you. Please don't pay other people to do this, because there's an awful lot of people out there, isn't there, that are charging. Because if it's been turned down within 13 months, there's sometimes something we can do. Can't do it all the time, but we do have amazing experts that know how hard it is to claim disability benefits. And sometimes that first decision is not always right. We know that. They know that. So we can be honest, we can look at what's happened and we can help you with the forms in the first place, and we just give us a ring and we can help you with mandatory reconsiderations and we can help with appeals. Please, 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 if you're in that situation, don't sit at home hurrying, give us a ring. We've got experts that are available and ready to help.
But not to blow our own trumpet, but we have a 98% success rate when it comes to mandatory reconsiderations in tribunals.
Some of us might have
Some of us have got
slightly
slightly more,
more
but yeah.
than that, Tim.
So yeah,
But we
if
won't
you've
go
been turned
big
down for
headed,
a
will we?
disability benefit and you think you should be entitled to it, come and talk to us and we will work out what we can do.
Absolutely, please, please do. No shame, totally independent. You can tell us what's going on. We're just here to help. You know, we've heard it all before. We know sometimes it's a little bit embarrassing, but you know, we have heard it all before, and we're just going to help. We just want to get what's right for you.
And that's money which is going to get straight back into the community as well. It's money
Absolutely.
that you're going to spend on things that are helping your
Absolutely.
community, your friends, your neighbours, businesses locally.
Yeah,
So please do come and
absolutely.
talk to us. Okay, thanks for this round. So if you've just joined us, we've been talking about benefits checks and disability benefits. And now we're going to chat a little bit about some other things.
We certainly are.
So, renting rooms. Did you know that you can get up to £7,500 tax-free by renting a room in your home? You may, of course, need to check with your landlord or your mortgage providers. And if you are claiming benefits, you may lose, for example, the 25% discount on your council tax, or your benefits might be affected. So do have a chat with us first to make sure whether actually that will impact it or not. There's more information on the gov.uk website, which is always really, really helpful. There's also some other websites such as Spare Rooms and Easy Roommates that people are using to find rooms. So if you do qualify, you think it's going to work
Yeah,
for you, have a
absolutely.
look, see how it's going to work out for you. And obviously, of course, you can come and have a chat to Millie.
Who wouldn't want to chat to me? Yeah.
You wouldn't want to chat to our Mills. She's our Heat Well for Less champion,
She
which
does.
means that she looks at everything to do with energy in your home.
Yeah.
So helping you save money on your energy bills, helping you make sure your home is insulated, dealing with the landlord perhaps if things aren't going quite right with that. She will always look at what's going out from there, whether there's any cheap energy deals you can get, or anything you can do online. We'll put an advice link into the Simplified's comparison site. Of course, there's comparison sites online as well. You can also have a look to see whether you'll be eligible for Warm Front, which you can take £140 off your lecky bill, which ain't bad at all.
No,
There's also an automatic entitlement to that, but there's other circumstances where you might be able to get access to that money. Depends on your energy provider as well, whether the scheme that actually is available to you. And of course, we've all heard of turning the thermostat down a little bit, and of course, not that I'm a dad or anything, but putting on a jumper is certainly...
Oh, Mr. T certainly has. And if you noticed, I don't know if it was still on the live screen, I do actually have my coat with me. It's been freezing in here today.
It's freezing here, but it's not November yet, and I'm not putting the heating on. Run your business like you run your family. So again, if you're still paying water rates, you might be better off having a water meter fitted. There ain't many of us still on water rates, but give it a go. Some of them are out there still. If you're in an older house, you might want to have one fitted. The Consumer Council has a calculator that shows whether that's going to work for you or not. You can switch over for 12 months. If you haven't actually saved any money, you can switch back to your water rates. So again, it's worth doing that. There's also various schemes run through the water companies. So there's a water care tariff for income people on income-based benefits. There's one called WaterSure, which captures water at the average age for the area if you have 3 or more children under the age of 19. We all know how much water kids like to use. I mean, it's now summer, so that it is not in summertime. It's always out in the hose up in the garden. It's not driving me completely mental, completely depend on the hose pump every 2 minutes, but let's not go there. It's also better if you've got a medical condition that means you need to use a lot of water. Contact South West Water. We will put the details below.
Absolutely. And of course, don't forget to look around for cheaper broadband and TV packages. You can check comparison sites, but be careful because we don't want to end up with any exit fees.
Yeah, that's also worth mentioning as well that a few providers I've spoken to recently are doing schemes where they will look to move you down to a lower tariff.
Absolutely.
If you find that you are in a circumstance, so circumstances have changed, there's not quite as much money coming in,
No.
they are very happy to look at a lower tariff and taking you down to a lower band if that will help you stay with them rather than get somebody else. So just, if you're looking to save a bit of cash, and always do talk to your provider because you never know what's going on there.
Absolutely.
They're amazing at finding discounts if you say that you are going to leave. There is nothing quicker at getting a better deal than actually saying, no, I'm sorry, I'm out. So yeah, always try that one.
And of course, the new green energy home improvement schemes could be worth up to £5,000 for most people, or £10,000 if you're on benefits. That's just started. If you're in your own home, then the vouchers cover 2/3 of the cost of energy improvements. But again, as I said before, certain benefits you might be entitled to the whole £10,000. So that's actually really worth looking. Landlords apparently can also claim with this as well for some of it, but terms and conditions should obviously apply.
It's also worth thinking if you've got a great tool collection, or just things that people might get to not need very often, you could join. You could join one of the sites that allow you to rent these out, such as Rent Not Buy. There may be a joining fee, but it means your tools are actually getting used on a regular basis, which it might not be at home at the moment. Finally, if you live near the town or somewhere that's difficult to park, you might be able to rent your parking space.
The one outside.
The one outside, for example. That's not for rent, that's mine.
But the one that's got CEO and winner on it.
CEO written all the way across it. No, you can't have that one. But elsewhere, you can usually make between sort of £50 and maybe £300 a year from doing this. So desperate commuters like me will do pretty much anything to be able to park closer to the office. So it's always worth having a look at things like that.
Absolutely.
So should we move on to travel then?
Yeah, let's do that, shall we? That's always a good idea. I think most people are aware of rail cards and looking for cheap car insurance and talking to your insurance companies and haggling to see if there is a better deal out there, which you've just discussed a minute ago. And the different types of rail cards that we have even locally, including the Devon and Cornwall, which is a really, really good one. But did you know that if you're with Admiral, they're giving £25 back because of COVID-19 for your car insurance?
Yeah, a fair few people have done that.
Absolutely, and the same with LV. If you become unemployed or suffer financially because of the virus, you can get between £20 and £50 back from your car insurance. Check your emails for details of this if you're with those companies. Many other insurances are also listening to their customers, so if because of the virus you're reducing your annual mileage, it might be well worth giving them a ring and seeing if you can negotiate a cheaper premium.
And again, like I said, to the absolute fail-safe, when you come to the end of your premium, if you phone up and tell them that you are leaving to go somewhere else, they will bend over backwards to halve it or see what they can do to try and keep you, because they are desperate to keep your business.
Absolutely.
Alternatively, if you have a bike, apparently you can claim £50 voucher from the government and get it back on the road.
You can.
Don't let my wife see that. I'm quite happy with that. My bike is very well at the back of the
thankfully,
garage.
a lot of vouchers have actually been very popular and have gone.
Okay.
So, but there are going to be new tranches of it. So I think
she keeps banging on me to get it out and get it back on the road again and do some exercise.
I'm with you, Mrs. B. I'm with you. The only exercise
Not
I guess
interested.
is eating biscuits, isn't it?
Eating biscuits and talking on the telephone and okay.
Run your business like you're a boss, Tim. That's what you need to do.
Hi, if you're joining us, we're talking about little ways to maximise our income. So let's talk about working people. Is it true that if I wear a work uniform, I can get a payment from my taxes?
Yes, you can. You can claim your tax back towards certain uniform expenses and certain workers.
What would they be? Which ones would they
Well,
include? Would they include my lovely £5 eBay suit that I'm modelling today?
I'm afraid not. But if you're an agricultural worker, it might. So get your stuff down the farm. There's a whole list.
What if
of
I wear it with wellies? Would that count?
No, they just think you're a bit weird, Tim. So perhaps not my.
But there's for example, sort of care work.
Yeah,
Okay.
anybody that has a uniform that needs to wash it is always a good idea to just look at the government website, the HMRC website. There's a whole list of them there. I don't know off the top of my head.
Sure. Okay.
So I wasn't sure you were going to ask them that. You see, so I can look at it. No.
I'll just iron up a free suit or two.
Yeah, no, that's not going to work.
Don't worry about that. And of course, you've taken on a little job and you're a pension age, you shouldn't be paying national insurance anymore. Many people get caught up by this, and again, it's not the employer's fault, so they might not even know. It's just it's normally put it through payroll, tax and national insurance, but if you're over pension age, you don't have to pay your national insurance. And of course, if you're married, congratulations. And one of you is not using your personal tax allowance, you can transfer it to your other partner to use it. You can transfer up to £1,250 of your tax allowance over.
Check your tax code as well occasionally, especially if you've been made redundant and you've been paying tax, you might do a refund. Don't have to wait till the end of the year. So you're taking Mrs. B on a date night anytime soon, Tim?
I've got 3 kids, so no.
If you were, you could ply Mrs. B with the finest wine and stick to tap water because by law it's free whenever they sell alcohol.
Not being funny, I've got 3 kids already, I'm not playing with any more wine. Is there anything for the children?
Yeah, check if you can get any income-based benefits, such as income-based benefits and things, because you might be entitled to free school meals. So that's usually your income-based JSA, income-based ESA, income support, and things like that, because you may well get free school meals, as we said before. Universal credit as well, if you're below a certain level, bursaries and sixth form colleges. And we're going to talk about benefits for young people and students, aren't we?
In a later session, yeah. We think we can schedule that maybe for half term, so that when you're stuck with the kids at home and wondering exactly what you do with them, we'll have a little session there to look at what support is out there. Particularly for ones that are college leaving age or university leaving age, or then recent graduates as well. So we're going to cover all of that off.
Which would be good. And although I don't know any schools that have got direct uniform, that's a bit earlier. I should tell you, not look at the teleprompter. I'm aware that in Devon, if you're finding it difficult to afford school uniform, have a word with the school about hardship funds, because they do have them.
Yeah, they're always really happy to talk to help you out.
And if you're expecting a baby, because we can't sign up with a parenting plan.
I think that ship sailed
for fantastic freebies. And if you're worried that you need help with equipment or your new baby, then Extra Baby Bank are friends who can refer you there, and they provide everything you need for the new one and the toddler up to the age of 2, except obviously milk and food, but everything else we can help. And
definitely to say, the baby bank is the most incredible resource, the most generous-hearted people you can find anywhere. So if you're in that situation and you're worried about how you're going to cope when the baby comes on financially or big buying things, please do get in touch with them. The same people are, we all have the things we've all been through. We have this stuff sitting around. If you've got stuff that you want to donate to as well, I'm sure they'll be very happy to take it as well. Please do get in touch. If you've got a cot which is sitting in the garage, Tim, that has served you well, but there's still a lot of life in it, that kind of thing. Just rather than taking it to the dump, just pass it on.
You need to be referred to the baby bank, but we can do that. We've got help with the children's link and everything. We can help. We can refer anybody that needs to go to the baby bank. So
and also to the children's centres too.
Absolutely, too right.
Okay.
Did we mention Healthy Start vouchers?
Not yet.
Well, I can do that for you.
Okay, go on then.
So, because you're not going to have any more babies.
No.
My lion mark has gone, but I am going to be a grandmother in February, which I'm so excited about. But there's Healthy Start vouchers and even a maternity grant as well, if that's your first child. Have a look on the website. We can put them down below, can't we?
We'll add all the website addresses at the end of this.
Oh, this is my favourite bit. Is
Ah.
it too early to mention the C word, Tim?
Is it December the 24th?
No, it's not.
Too early to mention the C word.
It is not too early to mention the C word.
It's always too early to use it. Christmas starts 12 p.m. on Christmas Eve and it ends on Boxing Day.
Yeah, but for the rest of us, we're only 2 days away, aren't we? You know, and we realise we are.
Yeah, if you dance around, it might be fewer than that.
We're mentioning it early. Right, interest-free credit. Really, really tempted to spend on spend now, pay later. Just make sure we pay it in time, please, because otherwise, with such a rubbish year, I know we're all very tempted. I've got the PlayStation coming from Santa.
Well, hey, congratulations.
Buy now,
for you.
Pay never. Yeah, absolutely. So we all do it. Even us that know we shouldn't do it, we do it. The other thing is to look at a 0% credit card that you can transfer across, but again, just make sure that you can pay it off, because otherwise the interest is horrendous.
Yeah. One thing credit cards are doing at the moment as well is if you're financially, your situation has changed and you don't want to be spending more on your card, they will potentially transfer it into a loan which you pay down instead. So you're stopping them to use the card to buy more things.
Yeah.
The balance stays on it, the interest stays on it, but you pay it down over the next X number of years instead. So that stops you getting a situation where you just keep putting a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, and never actually quite being able to pay it off. So there's a lot that credit card companies are doing to help people in persistent debt. So if that's something you want to talk to them about, and they're really happy to have a chat about how they can help you out with that, even perhaps with a proportion of it, then please do give them a call. You're better off you talking to them than them talking to you.
Absolutely.
Okay. Of course, you might also want to look around to find a bank account that allows an interest-free overdraft. We all know that this time last year they changed the way they are allowed to charge for overdrafts, and in case it's made it less expensive for it to go unauthorised, but it's got it more expensive to use one full stop. So they take it one hand and give away the other, of course they do. So yeah, if you can find one that's got interest-free overdraft, then look into that. And again, make sure actually if you are in your overdraft that you are regularly paying money into it so that you're looking to come out of it. Again, banks are looking at people in persistent debt, and it's worth having a chat with them about how you can try and pay down those overdrafts if you've got one.
Absolutely. And cancel any unnecessary direct debits. I forgot to go to the humour games.
Did you? So did I, funnily enough.
Massive surprise. 23 years has been going on that. But lots of us do have money coming out of the, our banks and magazine subscriptions, or even insurances, the things that we no longer have that we took out years ago.
Yeah.
You're amazed how many, things that may be there. And check the credit cards too, in case you put anything on that.
Yeah, it's always worth checking, having a look at your standing orders, direct debits, if there's anything actually think correctly. I don't even remember setting that up. It could be a charity you did 20 years ago that actually now you just, that £10 a month is better off in your bank account rather than theirs. So it's really important that you support what you can, spend money locally where you can, but try and make sure that you do things reasonably and don't spend out more money than you've got coming in. And Black Friday coming up. Is that actually a thing in this country?
It is a thing.
Are you sure?
Did I not put my leave in?
For Black Friday?
Oh God, yes.
Is this a thing where they sell overpriced TVs for like way more in the month leading up to it, and then slash 50% off on the day, so you think you're getting a bargain?
I always look up sort of like coffee makers, even though I don't drink coffee, because one of these years I'm going, yes, it is a thing. Very much a thing.
So of course it's only a bargain if you're going to buy it anyway.
Absolutely.
And then, as I say, don't be duped thinking it's a discount, and that's that they might just have had it on a higher price the last couple of months just so they can discount it on the day. Not that I'm saying anyone will do that. But it isn't really worth fighting over a flat screen TV in the Isles of Asda. It makes for good tabloids, but
how good?
How good is the TV? Yeah, okay, fair enough. eBay. That's all I'm going to say. So make sure we're actually getting a good deal. So if you're going to spend money on the Black Friday deals, then shop around beforehand. Do your price checking. It's very easy. It's the same thing. Never go shopping hungry. Because you end up buying biscuits and sweets rather than food. It's the same thing. Don't ever go shopping, if you're desperate for a telly without doing your research first. Just have a look at the stickers.
Absolutely.
And also you can look at cheaper ways to shop.
Yeah.
So in September, according to a leader consumer service, Aldi was the cheapest supermarket, but
if you have a big family, it's Asda.
So like, I've got 5 ones. Does that count as a big family? Yeah, it's an average family.
Yeah,
Or if you're doing like one massive shop once a month,
yeah.
and then Asda's that's the cheapest supermarket. And I'd also say, just try to in batch cooking. Oh my word, it's such a thing. Get the second freezer for 20 quid off eBay. Batch cooking will change your life. I don't know if you got an Asda near us, have we?
Yeah, Taunton.
Taunton. Do they deliver?
They do. Deliver to us. So yeah, check they deliver in the area because they deliver to us as well.
So I look on the websites of best deals. So the spirit that it's almost of a big C, and we all love chocolates. Sharon, you going to tell us a bit about some chocolates?
I am. So the best chocolate selection for Nutty Paulings is Roses.
Right.
Okay, if you like fudgy caramels, and who doesn't? It's the Marks and Spencer selection. Apology Street were best for solid chocolates and creams.
Marvellous.
So that's your thing. Britain's favourite chocolate?
Right.
Hazelnuts and caramel.
No, shut up.
No, they are. That's our argument here.
Hazelnuts and caramel?
Yeah, they were the Britain's
The
favourite
ones that
chocolate.
get left at the bottom of the pot.
No, not one around.
Really?
No.
Wow.
No.
Okay.
And if after all of this you need I'm interested to know what I need. Oh, a doctor! Don't forget that you can get free prescriptions, and if you can't get free prescriptions, get yourself a prepayment prescription, which costs £104 a year, which is payable in 10 instalments of £10.40, or you can pay £29.10.
How does that work then?
You just literally it's just like a prepayment thing. You just tick them on the
So
box.
all the prescriptions that you need
All
for the
the
entire year?
prescriptions you need for the entire year.
Really?
So if you're sort of a person that has 3 or 4 things at a time,
Yeah.
it's always worthwhile having a prepayment prescription if you can't get it on a HG2 or
Wow.
automatically.
Well, you learn something new every day.
Right.
I am apparently hungry because I'm going to be talking about chocolate. One of us is always hungry.
This is true, Tim.
So if you've just joined us, you've had Sharon moaning that she's hungry. How to do will get to benefits checks and lots of ways to save a little bit of cash.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're just quickly moving on to income maximisation for people who are claiming disability benefits
Yes.
or income-based benefits at all.
Absolutely. And there's loads of these things.
And what about if they want to go back to work?
I'm not particularly sorry.
Yeah, whatever.
Don't forget about access to work. These are all the reasonable adjustments that your company must make to make things easier for you. It can pay or give grants for equipment, adaptations, desks, chairs, computer equipment, everything like that. Let's put details on the bottom.
We'll put these on. Access to work is a fabulous service, really, really good. So you'll get somebody coming in who will look at your workstation. They will talk to you about what you need to make your job to make you able to do your job better. They will look at everything they can possibly do. And for most sort of small, medium-sized employers, it doesn't actually cost you anything. They will cover most of the costs yourselves. So if
somebody's asked that we talk a bit louder.
Ages ago. Again, let's say it's a fabulous service. Please do look into that if you are an employer who's employing disabled people, or if you are a worker who's disabled and thinks actually you need something to help you do your job, to help to make it easy for you, then please do talk to your employer about it, and they can get help and assistance to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're caring for someone for over 20 hours, you can be given national insurance credits. Did you know that?
Nope.
To help you qualify for your state pension.
Okay.
The person you are claiming for does not need to be in receipt of a disability benefit, which is really important, but will need to get a care certificate instead.
Where do you get one of those?
I'd ask the GP.
Ask the GP.
Yeah,
okay,
absolutely.
so if you're caring for somebody but they don't have an actual registered disability, but they're still taking 20 hours a week to look after them, talk to your GP, get a care certificate. That can contribute towards your national insurance premium.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Brilliant. That's really important, actually, especially in this area. There's a lot of people who are
Awful
caring
lot
for
of
people
caring
who don't
for
know
people,
that actually they and that can impact whether or not they're entitled to pension. Cutting back on your work hours or time to care for them. Really important. Go and have a chat with your GP. He'll be more than happy to help you out there.
That's a guy to say.
I'm a happily married man. Okay.
There's a CEA card that enables disabled people in receipt of disability living allowance, personal independence payment, or attendance allowance, providing they're over the age of 8, to claim a free ticket for the carer. In fact, it's always a good idea if you are taking somebody that's disabled out for the day to actually look under the accessibility if you can't find it on the website. 9 times out of 10, carers will always go free, and you can have some really, really days out. Like Creeley do the same thing. They're really good.
I think our favourite little place on it was the train place in Mid-Devon. That does the same thing.
Absolutely.
Lovely.
And of course, if you're struggling with rent or council tax, have a chat to the local council and see what they can do about claiming discretionary payments. They are there and they will help you.
But really important here to talk to the council if you're struggling with your
Absolutely.
housing or anything else. They are more than happy to have a conversation with you. They prefer it. It's proactive. They are incredibly
Definitely.
useful here in East Devon in particular.
They are.
And they're really looking to do everything they can to support and help you. So don't be put off going to them because they're the council. They're a lovely, friendly bunch of people and they will help.
They are. And a student with disabilities, you can claim for disabled students allowance. But again, we'll talk about this more in great detail in a couple of weeks' time when we talk again about students and their incomes.
I do.
Yeah, if that's okay. And I've also written something with loads of details of what you can claim that we can perhaps get on our website.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
That'll
that's
be
all
good.
right.
We will
Absolutely.
look to get that on there as it's going live. Hopefully next week or so, our lovely
I know.
brand new website with all the
Exciting, isn't it?
bells and whistles and everything else. So let's have a look and see if there's any questions through our live feed, apart from people telling us to talk up. No more questions there. So please don't forget, you can contact us if you need any help with any of these things through our usual channels. So as I said at the top of this, 01395 265 070. Inquiries at... We should have it behind us, We should invest in...
Yeah.
We should invest in a little cake. Yeah. I'll make that in cakes. If anyone bakes cakes and wants to make a little advice cake, I'll put it on there along with your logo next to it for the next one. I'll just putting it out there. So 01395 265 070. Inquiries at citizensadvice@eastdevon.org, and our advice line number is 03444 111 444. You can also text advice to 82727, and if you do that, somebody will ring you back within 24 hours. So we're also getting a probe of these Facebook talks together. We've got the next 4 or 5 planned out, probably pretty much up to Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, I said it, didn't I?
You did.
I said it.
Oh, you wait till I've got the jumpers
Got the
in.
Christmas jumper.
Oh, yes.
No, I'm not wearing a novelty tie. If there's anything you would like us to cover in one of these sessions, any burning issues, please do get in touch and we can see whether that would be really useful for you. We do keep track of all the queries that come in across the week. We have a report we run which shows us what the need is in the area.
Absolutely.
If you spot something, we will definitely be really happy to put something together. Anything we can do to help you in these difficult times, then please do let us know. Other than that, it's been lovely spending time with you, Sharan. I'm Tim Bridger. This is Sharan, Citizens by C7. Please do stay safe. Until next time.
Bye.